Hey there, up on Wildcat Mountain today, coming up on the presidential range. I'm going to show you Mount Washington if I can get this in frame. If you look right up behind me, I think I've probably got that, and I'll make sure I do at the end. That's the second highest point on the AT. You can see the antennas up there. It's kind of a tourist attraction. It actually has a road that goes all the way up it, and today is the Mount Washington hill climb. It's really strange. For the last couple of miles I'm climbing up from down near a hut, an AMC hut, these cottages basically they've somehow built in these really remote areas. I was camped near one called Carter Notch Hut. Just climbed a couple thousand feet and I'm hearing this announcer off in the distance. And at first I thought it was the wind, and then I realized it's got to be a loudspeaker, and it's hitting me that maybe it's the Mount Washington hill climb, the steepest bicycle race in the United States. Once a year, I think it's a 27-mile road that comes up from near Gorham, New Hampshire, where I was. And I believe it hits as much as 27–30% grades coming up, and the last quarter of it or so is gravel. So it's brutally hard uphill time trial. And pro bike riders as well as amateurs attack it every year. If I just timed this a day later, I could have been up on top of Mount Washington watching them come across, and as a bike racer, at least a former bike racer, that would have been fun. But incredible day. Got a little rain last night, learned a lesson. It was supposed to be clear. I left my tarp off, and right at dark it started spitting rain, and I learned how fast I can get my tarp up. So luckily it didn't unload until about 10 minutes after I had it up. And in my second day in the White Mountains, and tomorrow I'll climb Mount Washington and then Madison and Jefferson. Those are quote-unquote the presidentials, all up above tree line, all kind of up ridgeline walking, so great views. Supposed to be more weather like it is today. It's kind of strange being here in these mountains after Maine that's so remote that you don't hear a sound, and the only people you come across are hikers, and I'm coming across tourists, day hikers, hearing loudspeakers. There's a gondola that comes up here a little further down the trail from one of the ski resorts, and you can get a round trip for $12, ride down, have a meal at a restaurant, and ride it back up to the AT and go again. I'm not going to do that, but I am hiking down. The trail goes down to Pinkham Notch, and there is a AMC restaurant there, Appalachian Mountain Club, that all the northbounders have been recommending to me, the Joe Dodge Lodge. So I'm going to go down there and have lunch and a cold beer before I knock out the last 4.5 miles to my campsite tonight. I'll be staying at Osgood Tent Site. So let me give you a 360. Alright, body's holding up pretty well. Yesterday was brutal, 13 miles and probably 5,500 feet of climbing, which seems to be the norm. Just a lot of up and down, and but feeling okay today. Gonna go a little bit shorter. Let me make sure I got a good shot of the presidentials and Mount Washington for you. Let me see if I can zoom this in. Now you can see right there in the center of your frame, that's Mount Washington. You can maybe make out the kind of bristling antennas up on top. Now it's being shrouded in clouds again, which happens. This is kind of a rare day that they had blue up on top. I'm hoping I get a clear day for the views. So that's Mount Washington. You can see part of the road right there going up around the ridge line and comes up the back up that ridge, and I'm not quite sure. That's definitely one of the presidentials over there. Whether that's Jefferson, it might come after I do Mount Washington. Anyway, just stunningly beautiful. Looking forward to getting up above tree line and seeing all these views, and I'll do more video from up there. Unitic out.